Hey, Casey.
Hey, Eric. Is it just you and me today?
So far,
You're in California, right?
I'm actually in Oregon now.
Oh, okay.
We'd already arranged our vacation around going to Germany for our reunion. And so we decided to head out to the coast and escape.
Yeah, good idea.
Present Lake.
Hi.
Hello.
And Sister Lake.
Hello, Casey. Missed you last week, Eric. Where were you?
I had doctor's appointments. I went in for some balance testing on Wednesday and an MRI to figure out my balance problems with my vertigo.
You've been to the Hearing and Balance Center?
Yeah, the one down in Draper,
No,
Utah.
the one in Salt Lake on.
Well, it used to be on 5th East and 2nd South.
Yeah, I think it's the same organization, but they had a Draper clinic, and there was a specialist there that lined me up. Hey, Bjorn.
They look at the what do they call them in your ear?
Yeah,
Crystals.
yeah.
I was there once and they moved those crystals all around and my dizziness went away.
Yeah. So the vertigo, that kind of treatment that moves the crystals out of the inner ear really helped the spinning go away, but I have lingering dizziness.
Oh, do
So
you?
to address.
Are you okay? Is the MRI sure you're okay?
So I don't have the results.
Oh, okay.
It'll be a couple of weeks before I get the results back.
All right. Well, we hope it all goes
The
well.
MRI did show that I can sleep through just about anything, though.
Those things are noisy.
I don't need an MRI to tell me that.
Hey, Tyler.
Hi,
Hello, Tyler. Hello, Bjorn.
Hello.
can you hear me? Is my mute on?
Yeah.
I can't tell.
Yes.
You're fine.
Yep.
Excuse this thing on my ear. I had a sore ear this morning and the heat from this,
It's a bean bag that you heat up in the microwave.
it helps
Oh, those are great.
with the pain in my ear this morning. So.
Yeah. That's what Teresa is doing and making in Brazil. She's making little rice bags for all the missionaries to heat up in their microwaves because they don't have any heat in their apartments. And
Wow.
it gets cold down there.
It's winter down there
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I always think of Brazil just being hot, humid summers.
Yeah. Well,
I've never been there. I have no idea of what it really is like there, but
Well, they do have winter. Yeah.
yeah.
Didn't Frau Sterner put bed heaters in the beds for the missionaries?
Oh, did she?
Maybe that's just a legend, but that's what I heard.
But whatever she did, she spoiled all of you that stayed with her. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they decided a little bit later after we left that she couldn't have the missionaries there anymore.
Yeah.
It was too
Sad.
bad.
What's new in Berlin, Tyler?
Apparently they're opening up again. My wife keeps telling me that, but I think it's just because she wants me to go on walks with her and go to different places. But they're talking about open up movie theaters, and the gym opened up, so my boys are happy, and just slowly things are starting to open up again. But there's still a Maskenpflicht, and I think what they call it, Zwei-Haushalte-Pflicht, where you're only supposed to associate with one other household. So it's not completely there, but I work in the aerospace industry, and our revenues, or our commercial aerospace business in the US was down 96% at one point. So I really hope things come back soon. Otherwise, there's going to be a reckoning that's not going to be fun for a lot of people.
Is your job in jeopardy?
You never know. I mean, one of the downsides of working for the company that I do is they're pretty brutal when they do their reductions. I've been lucky so far that I've been in a right place, right time, and with the right people. So that's all worked out for me. And knock on wood, I think I'm in a good place right now, and I've got a pretty good chance of making it through. But you never know. And if it doesn't, if I get laid off, then I'll find something else. It's new opportunities all the time.
Well, that's good.
Hello,
That's a
Elder Rufenacht.
courageous approach.
Hi.
Hi, Elder Rufenacht.
Hi, how you doing?
Doing well, thank you. How are you doing?
Fine. I'm actually about ready to walk out the door to go to work. So,
Have you read all those books behind you?
no, not all of them. Some are duplicates.
You're supposed to say I wrote them.
Well, you can see many of them written by general authorities and others, so you quickly find me out. But
Where do you live, Elder Rufenacht?
so I live in Summerfield, North Carolina, which is 3 miles north of Greensboro. We're in the Greensboro stake.
Yeah.
But Summerfield, what happens is people start developing areas, and then the city of Greensboro likes to annex them and raise the taxes. So
Yeah.
it's town incorporated, and we moved out here. I guess, let's see, our daughter was in the 8th grade, and our son was a senior in high school when we moved out here. That was in 2008.
I see.
And of course, now she's married, and actually my wife has now left Dallas. She's coming back from San Jose, where our granddaughter celebrated her 2nd birthday with our daughter and her family. So I've had 5 days alone here, going to work and being at the house. So, but I managed to get all the dishes washed and the place straightened up, so it won't be as
That's good. Have that all done for her before she gets home.
That's right. Well, when Elder Dunn and I used to live together, he told me that I would make a good wife someday, and
Oh, did he?
proven true. So, well, since I work in a chemistry lab, I'm used to washing a lot of glassware, and so what's the difference between that and a dish, right? So,
So
but yeah,
have you lived through some hurricanes where you are?
yeah, I moved here in 1992, and that's when Andrew came up through Florida.
Uh-huh.
We have been spared a lot of them in this particular area, but out where Mark Nepper lives in Wilmington, North Carolina, on the coast, they had them. I don't think that was last fall, but 2018. And so we've developed a system for mobilizing and going out to the coast or down to South Carolina and sawing trees. And the church has a whole system now out here where we basically mobilize and go help members and non-members alike. They have work orders and all the legal paperwork that kind of will absolve people of liability. And, I always try to tell people, let's find the hospital on our way in. And then that way we know where we're headed if someone has an accident. But we've been blessed without having anything dire happen. And then I work with a brother in the Raleigh Temple. I'm the shift coordinator with my wife on Saturdays, 2 to 3 Saturdays a month. And he has worked with the church's emergency response system, and he's sort of a frustrated engineer type of person himself, worked in structural steel. He's developed a whole trailer system where he can show up as a command center and serve several hundred meals a day in a truck trailer that he pulls behind his truck. So we're developing all sorts of capability out here for disaster response.
Oh, that's wonderful.
But yeah, so.
Let's see, there's Kim. Hello, Kim. And hello, Chad and Paul. Who else just came in?
Mark Knepper.
Mark Knapper.
Oh, there he is.
Hi there.
Mark, thank you for talking to my son. He really appreciated that.
You're very welcome. I enjoyed it.
How are you, Paul?
Have Mark do a an introduction. Paul's been on with us briefly before, but I don't think we've had Mark on. Tell us about your life.
Not enough time. I'll be honest, it's been a rough last 4 years or so. We, as Robert said, we did go through a hurricane, and just, I guess about a year before, well, 2 years before that, my wife and I were going through a separation, and we're since, being able to work on things, and hopefully we'll be back together soon. But it's when that hurricane happened, the guy that I was living with lost his house. I was displaced, from that hurricane. That was Florence that came rolling through there. The church's response was amazing. That forever will stick with me for sure. And the kids have gone through a rough period. The separation has definitely been hard on them. But
They've been living with you or your wife?
They're living with my wife. The two oldest are out of the house. You attended Katie's wedding.
Oh, yeah.
Back in 2015.
We did that, yeah.
So yeah, she has 3 kids now, and they just moved to Saratoga Springs.
Oh, yes.
And my oldest, Ben, is living out in Charlotte. And then our third is graduating from high school this year. So he's going to be one of those unique class of 2020 individuals that will forever be able to wear that as a badge, I guess.
Virtual graduations.
Yes. And then our youngest is going to be entering her junior year. She's in an early college. So that means that she will, she's taken 2 intense years of high school and now will be attending classes at the local university, University of North Carolina, Wilmington.
Well, that's great.
Junior year. So she'll graduate, she still graduates in the same time, but she'll have 2 years of college behind her, under her belt by the time she graduates. So
Does your son that just graduated have plans for a mission?
no, unfortunately. That's been one of the, I think, outcomes, the unfortunate outcomes of all of this is our 2 youngest are just not attending church anymore.
Well, never say never.
Yeah.
We have
Mark,
that. We have that in our family too.
Mark, I have a niece at UNC Wilmington.
What about UNC Wilmington?
I have a niece at UNC Wilmington.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she and her family are from Charlotte, but she went out there for school.
Nice. Yeah.
Loves it.
We have a grandson that's going to be practicing pediatric medicine in Saratoga Springs.
Oh.
So he's just finishing his residency. So if your son and his wife ever were looking for a pediatrician,
okay,
they
may very well be.
Tell him the name of a good one. His name is Landon Hendricks.
Okay, I will write that down.
The clinic that he's going, I've forgotten the name of the clinic.
Alpine.
Alpine Clinic, I think. But they have one in Saratoga Springs.
Nice.
Yeah, Owen's son is also in North Carolina.
Change my background in honor of you.
What's that?
Bjorn?
Hello. That's a picture of Elder Napper in Innsbruck.
Oh, I didn't see it. Show it again.
Well, maybe if I share it instead. I share
just
screen.
cover. Hey, Bjorn, just cover up your camera. Put your finger over your camera.
There we
Oh,
go.
that works.
Fun.
What is that?
Oh,
Elder never like getting a drink out of a fountain. Well, he looks like he's getting a drink. I don't know. Were you?
I don't remember.
Like you're gonna
I
be
think that
throwing
was
up.
a horse trough.
Another one with him on.
Oh, that's a great picture.
That is.
That's Elder Nepper here.
Yeah, genau.
Oh yeah.
I can't, maybe if I turn it on my phone on my side here, I'm not on my computer, but is that Open Chain? No, that's Mumford.
Mumford on the right.
Oh, is it?
And then
Tobler.
Elder Jensen, me.
Elder Tobler.
Love. Yes.
And the elder
Is that Lund?
Lund.
yeah.
Elder Lund.
Oh, Lund. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And is this Elder Jensen on the left?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is Elder
Tobler.
Tobler.
Yeah. Mhm.
Elder Jensen sent Elder Tobler an invite to our meeting today, so we'll see if we get them on.
Oh, good.
Hey, I need those pictures.
How many of my hundreds do you want?
I'll just keep posting because I just keep adding to the collection so that we can cover all 3 years of President and Sister Lake.
Hey, I don't think Paul ever gave a full accounting to us either when he was on last time.
Oh, well, let's see. I've been married for 32 years now, and we have 4 kids. Josh is our oldest. He went to BYU and got a chemistry and Russian degree. He served a mission in Ukraine and learned Russian there. Then he went to Yale Law School and he graduated last year, and he's serving as a clerk of the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals in Birmingham right now.
Oh, that sounds great.
He's going to be doing that until August, and then he has a job lined up in Newport Beach, California, and he'll be working as a patent litigator. I always joke with him, he's sort of like a Bond supervillain because he knows chemistry and Russian, and he's a lawyer, so he's evil. And he's married, and they're expecting their first child, and that'll be our first grandchild.
Wow.
And then we have a daughter who's 26, and she's living in the Orem area in Vineyard, and she teaches and does technology at a charter school there in Vineyard, while her husband is still working on his degree at BYU. And
Vineyard is supposedly the fastest growing city in the country.
I would believe it. We visited, and it seemed like it was all under construction.
Yeah.
It's not hard when you're going from 100 people to 200 people. A little bit more than that now. Our music teacher lives there, but every time I drive through there, it's amazing to see how much bigger it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we have another child, a son, James. He's married, and he and his wife just graduated from BYU in biochemistry, and they're both off to the National Institutes of Health in just a few weeks. They'll be working there, and they really got ripped off with this COVID thing because their graduation was canceled, and also they had set up to travel to Europe, and she'd served a mission in Finland and he in Bulgaria. And so they were going to spend some time in both places. They had lined up to do some work at orphanages and then also just to kind of travel around. And so they couldn't do that. So they're doing a lot of hiking in the mountains around Provo right now. So and so let's see. He's planning on going to medical school. I think he wants to do a PhD, MD program, and he's really he's really having fun right now with all this COVID literature and study. And so, but he's been working at BYU. He's still working at BYU in a cancer research laboratory. And then our youngest son is, he's about ready to finish at OSU. He didn't go on a mission. He's not active, but he's living in Portland right now, and he's doing his second internship as an industrial engineer. And he comes back on the weekends, and that's really fun. And then he'll probably just try to get a job after that and work as an industrial engineer. So,
You know our son, David, Paul?
yeah.
Yeah, that's what we thought. Yeah. Do you live in his state? I mean, does your son live in his state?
Well, I don't know. Andrew's he's not active at all. And so
Does he live, what town does he live in? Right in Portland, or?
He lives right in Portland, yeah.
Okay, well, he's probably not then.
David's in Wilsonville.
Oh, yeah, that's quite a bit further south.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And where are you?
I'm in Corvallis. We've been here since 1994.
Yeah.
And I'm working as an engineer. The company I work for is called On Semiconductor. It's a pretty large company. It's about 35,000 people throughout the world. And we design image sensors. So basically, any cameras that would be used in automobiles, we do that sort of system.
Yeah.
So backup cameras and surround view and driver assist, that sort of thing.
Were you in Corvallis when our daughter, Suzanne McCune, lived there?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I thought so.
Yeah. We were in the same, she was in my sister's ward. My sister lives here in town.
Oh, okay.
And I remember seeing her a couple times.
Yeah.
It's been a while though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they live here now,
Oh.
finally.
It took us 20 years of praying them home, but we finally got it.
And I've been doing a lot of running. It was kind of funny. My wife asked me one day if I wanted to train for a 5K, and I said no, because every time I've tried to run, I just hurt myself. And so she trained and she did it, and I watched her and I thought, I could do that. So I said, yeah, give me another chance, baby. Let's do another training session and we'll go run a 5K together. So we did that, and then someone at church found out I had done that, and she was really into running, and she got me involved, and it just took off like crazy. And so now I run a ton on trails and track and roads. I run probably at least 2,000 miles a year. That's kind of my main hobby now.
Gosh.
That's pretty good.
Good for you. That's
Yeah.
great.
You're going to know this. Who is it? And I'm drawing a blank, but his last name starts with an F. Who runs the trails here and does the Wasatch 100 every year? Lives up in Ogden.
Forrest Gump.
Well, the woman
McMasters are big runners. I know the
No, not
McMasters run a lot.
No.
No. It's
you might
Lane Bird.
Lane Bird.
Oh.
Hmm.
Well, you might know the woman that got me involved in running, because her name is Heidi Neufer, and she was a German missionary, and she was in the MTC and knows Sister Holiness. Ramona. Yeah, so that's kind of an interesting little connection. But Heidi and her husband moved back to Provo, so they live.
Paul, is your daughter in Orem? Is her name Hattie?
Yeah.
I remember when we visited you way back when. I thought that was the coolest name I'd heard. That name's always stuck with me.
Well, we are trying to come up with names for this new grandbaby. With the name Woods, we got to put something good with it,
When is she due? Or
Holly,
when's your grandbaby due?
What's that?
When is your grandbaby due?
Oh, not till December.
Paul, there's one lesson you need to learn about being a grandparent.
Okay.
That you have absolutely nothing to say about it.
And I will state that I have a grandson named Mowgli Xylo Froelich.
Is that your idea?
That was our daughter-in-law and son's idea. And so Mowgli Xylo Frolic, and he is our little Mo.
Hi, Todd.
Blonde hair, blue-eyed Mowgli.
Hello,
How are
Todd.
you guys? Good to see you all.
Hey,
Is
Todd.
Jill working today?
She is. Said she was going to try to pop on from out at work, but I don't see her on here yet. So my better half is not with us yet.
Okay. Things are pretty dead at the airport, aren't they?
She says it's picking up a little bit. They will fill airplanes to 60% of the capacity. At least that's what Delta's doing currently.
Mm-hmm.
And so they are filling airplanes quite a bit more, but they're not full.
Yeah. Hello, Elder Gates.
Hi, I've got you on mute because my a lot of noise.
That's a cute one.
Say hi,
What's his,
George. Say hi.
Hi, sweet boy.
what's his name?
It's George.
George.
Yep. We're hanging out together this afternoon.
Isn't today when many of us were planning to be at the Passion Play?
Yesterday.
Wasn't it yesterday?
Yesterday.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
did
Michelle.
on my way to Salzburg.
We would be on a bike ride in the beautiful valley south of Garmisch. In the
I think
valley.
I would be in Salzburg too. That's where I would go.
I was going to stay tonight in Salzburg and then go to Prague for the last several days and then go back to Paris to fly out. But alas, I'm here in West Jordan.
There's always Google Street View.
Not quite the same.
Yeah.
Right, no.
Yeah, my sister and brother-in-law were actually supposed to be going to the Passion Play as well this year. And it's going to be their first time going there. I went to Germany with my sister and my mother in 2015. It was a really remarkable experience. In fact, we had a fabulous genealogy breakthrough there.
Oh, good.
This would have been the year to do the Passion Play, wouldn't it? Isn't the origin to try to head off a plague of some sort?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the fact they canceled it means we're going to be stuck with this thing for a while.
Right.
It's 10 years ago, Mark and I had tickets to go to the Passion Play. We were going with, in fact, the Lakes know Bob and Catherine Peterson. And we were invited to go with them. And we had these tickets and we were so excited and we planned for 2 years. And I was going through chemo during the Passion Plays. So we had to cancel 10 years ago. And so we were so excited to be going this year. And we're not.
At least the reason you're not is a little bit, for you personally, a little bit better.
It's a much better reason. Yes.
Not for the rest of the world, but
you should do the rest of us a favor and not plan to ever go again.
Seriously.
Hello, Rich.
How you doing?
Good, thank you.
Hi, Kevin.
So is Rich on here twice?
I am. I'm trying to just get my computer to load up.
Rich is twice as good as all of us, so that's the way he's always been.
I wanted to see who's on here.
His stories are always twice as tall.
Yes, they are. And that was even before.
With you on. Not that picture though.
You didn't share that picture, did you?
No, not that picture.
Rich, away again. There he is over there.
What's that picture? Do we want to see it?
Yeah.
No.
Rich, show us.
No.
I don't have the picture. Bjorn has the picture.
Oh, I see.
Is this the one we didn't see last week?
Yeah, you don't want to see it. Trust me.
That's how Bjorn can afford to live in London, is because Ruth sends him money every month. She shows the picture.
They're
Yeah, with it-
illegal. That's illegal. It's called extortion. It's a law here, Bjorn.
Would this have possibly got you sent home from Germany
No,
earlier than you should come home?
no. It's just Bjorn had his camera out, and I was running to the shower.
He was running back and forth between his shower and his room. Because he kept forgetting something, I think.
Okay, now I've got my. Okay, I just wanted to see who's on here.
Were any of you in the apartment that we visited one time that had the huge spider up in the corner of the shower?
No, who was that?
I don't remember who it was, but I said to them, elders, you have got to get rid of that spider. I mean, I've never seen such a big spider. And
It was a friend. They probably named.
They did. They said, you mean Mabel? Well, Mabel's our friend. We're not going to get rid of her.
We had a fish in Salt
Oh,
Spring.
they didn't listen to me.
The fish I can understand,
They
but a spider, I
continued to shower with Mabel.
There's kind of a funny joke about that. This woman says, I found a spider in my bathtub, so I got a tissue and I very gently burned my house down.
Well, spiders are my one big fear. I just cannot stand them.
Which is unfortunate because most of them are actually good for you to have around.
I don't care. Chad, I just can't stand
Kids don't care either.
No, when we were first married, I used to, if there was one in the house or the apartment, I would put a dish over it and wait till my husband got home so that he could kill it, because I couldn't stand to do that either. But I've kind of gotten over that. I could kill him now without any conscience.
Not all of them.
So totally unrelated to anything except for not wanting to kill things. My mom's sister, my aunt, used to have to call my grandfather to come get the mouse out of the mouse trap.
Oh, yeah.
Well, then she ended up marrying a homesteader in Alaska.
Oh.
And they were living up there, and he was off at the fish camp, and a bear came into the camp, by their house, and she actually had to shoot it, and she had it shot and skinned and everything before her husband came back.
What was this?
A bear came near their house.
Bear.
They're homesteaders up in Alaska. You know, they out in the middle of nowhere. It's like 8 hours away from Eagle, Alaska, where they live by boat. And a bear came in, and she had to shoot it, and she had it skinned and everything before her husband came back from the fish camp.
Oh my gosh.
So if she can go from not wanting to take the mouse out of the mouse trap to killing and skinning a bear, I think anybody can take care of spiders.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Well, I'm sorry I have to leave early. I have a work meeting, but it was great to see you all. Hopefully I'll see you again next week.
See you, Paul.
Good to see you, Paul. Take care.
Thanks. You too.
So just so everybody knows too, Kent Hatch emailed me, and he's got a meeting but is planning to come on the call at 1 o'clock.
Oh.
Does everybody know Kent?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sister Lake, what did you say?
When did he serve her?
What did you say your son-in-law's name was? Landon
Hendricks.
Hendricks, that's right.
Hendricks. He's our grandson-in-law.
Grandson-in-law, okay.
Yeah. His wife is our granddaughter, and they're expecting their second baby. So.
Wow. Okay.
I've got a semi-funny story involving Mark Nepper.
Uh-oh.
We were sometimes going to McDonald's in Innsbruck, and there was a girl there, and Elder Nepper was sure that she was fond of him. And these things always went over my head. But anyway, we were in McDonald's one day, and she was sweeping the floor, and every now and then she was sweeping near our table and asking us questions. And at one point she says, are you guys allowed to dance?
I'm having problems again with the.
And I remember thinking, we don't want to seem like we're weirdos. And of course, yes, we're allowed to dance. I mean, Mormons in general. So I'm saying, yeah. And everybody's saying, no. You realized the next thing I was going to happen was that you was going to ask him out. Which you did, as I received a secret call.
And then, as you recall, we actually went out to, she did give us her address, I guess. We went out there somewhere past Hall in Tyrol, and I couldn't find her place, evidently. I don't know, but yeah, that was kind of a funny experience.
So did you dance with her?
No.
It's okay. If you tell me now, it's okay.
No, Mark was always really good about asking permission to visit with the ladies.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
Mark's never coming back to this call again.
No, what was that girl's name that visited you?
Carrie, actually.
Yeah, that's right. I remember now. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark,
Yeah.
where did Innsbruck rank in the cities you served in?
Say that again.
Where does Innsbruck rank in the cities you served in?
Oh my goodness! It was my favorite city in Austria.
We went two.
Yeah, and it really, it's up there between 1 and 2. The other city that I just loved was Freiburg. So
Yeah.
but Innsbruck was just wonderful, and I had great companions there. And one thing that a funny story about Innsbruck that I remember is we were moved. We were new there. Elder Richens and I were opening up a new. We weren't opening up the city, but we were starting a companionship there, and we had to find an apartment, and we found one eventually that was all the way up on, I don't even remember now, it's like the 7th floor of an apartment building or 8th floor or something, and President Lake had to come and look at it, and after walking up all of those stairs, and you have to listen carefully to, this will check your German, but after walking up all the stairs, President Lake said, "We're going to have to rename this Kirche Jesu Christi der Heiligen der letzten Etage." The last floor, etage was floor. And we just thought that was a riot. And we actually loved that apartment. We were there in the summer, but I guess anyone who was there in the winter hated it because it was just freezing.
It had a great view.
Yeah.
It did have a good view.
Look at that.
I almost got arrested in that apartment because I was in Innsbruck. I lived in the Höhenstraße, which is up on the mountain, and we had to meet the other elders at their apartment. So we got in, we walked up all the stairs. It was in the summertime. It was super hot. We'd been working all day. We were dead tired, and they weren't there. And I was like, oh, no. So I said, we're waiting for him. I'm not walking down these stairs and walking back up. We're waiting for him. And the neighbors didn't know who these strange guys were hanging out. And so they called the police, and the police came up. They had to walk up all the stairs. They gave us a bad time and made us leave.
Oh, that's funny.
Alan
So you were
Bob came on.
Freiburg was one of my favorite cities when I was a young missionary. In fact, it was my first city with my first companion.
Oh.
And there was no MTC in those days, and so I had to learn German when I got there, and that's why it was a 2.5-year mission. And
Wow.
I remember on the train going down to Freiburg, having no experience at all in Germany or with the language. I was in one of those compartments with an older lady and her dog. And she said something to the dog, and the dog obeyed. And I thought to myself, that dog understands something I don't. I can speak German and I can't. And when I got down to Freiburg, I was to be met by my companion and a couple of other missionaries that were in the city and
At the railroad station.
at the station, yeah. And I got off the train and looked tall, about a 6'4" guy down there leaning against the light post with a French beret hat on. And so I went down and talked to him, and he spoke French to me. And I didn't know where my companion was. And I had no idea what to do because I was brand new. And finally, he spoke English. It was like the other two were hiding somewhere else.
That's funny.
His name was John Schreiner. His father was Alexander Schreiner, who was the tabernacle.
Oh, wow.
John was a big, tall drink of water, and I'll be eternally grateful for John because he taught me how to speak German and taught me grammatical German so that I could speak correctly. And he was my MTC for 3 months. It was wonderful.
I assume there were no missionary name tags.
What's that, Bjorn?
I assume there were no missionary name tags at the time.
There were not. Well, there were name tags, yes, but he didn't have one on.
Oh.
Do you stay in touch with him?
Well, yes, but he passed away a year or so ago. Yeah. He taught at the University of Minnesota for many years. Very bright guy.
That group of missionaries that have had reunions for every single conference since they came home. Now that, he came home in 1957. How many years is that? And every conference, they still have a meeting on Thursday night.
Wow.
Wow.
The group is getting smaller and smaller.
Sure is.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
They must have been very excited when you were called to be the mission president.
Yeah, I was grateful for the assignment to be in that part of Germany. It was just it was wonderful.
Actually, when we first got our letter, it said we would be called to preside over an English or German speaking mission. And so I started to pray for Pocatello, that I knew that my husband was praying for Germany, and I knew who would be heard.
You got a bit of both.
Pardon?
Got a bit of both with the servicemen.
You just weren't living right yet, Sister Lake.
I guess not.
President had you beat.
I didn't want to leave my kids for that far away.
Actually, what I didn't tell her was there's no mission in Pocatello. It was Boise in those days. Yeah, great memories.
Has Scott Notches reached out to you?
Yeah, he was with us last week for a few minutes.
Nice.
He and his wife visited us a few months ago, just after he got his call.
Mm-hmm.
They said they have tickets, but they don't have a visa. And the Browns, who are serving there now, have been asked to stay longer if they need to. And so they don't know what's going to happen. Teresa was telling us that there are 8 new mission presidents that have been called to Brazilian missions.
All Americans.
And they're all Americans, and they don't know how they're going to get in.
So if Scott can't go and President Brown has to leave, would a local counselor step in or something?
I don't know. I think President Brown will just stay. I mean, how do you say no?
That's the obvious thing. But last week we discussed that he had a big family reunion thing planned, and maybe his wife won't let him stay. I mean, I'm just speaking hypothetically what would happen in that case.
I don't know.
You know what? She is so faithful. She will stay right by her husband's side until he
Yeah, that's not the question. It's just hypothetically what would happen in this case.
No, I know person they will stay until they can come home. I've been messaging back and forth with her. She will stay until President Brown is released.
But it's a good question.
Yeah, it is. We don't know because those kinds of things are happening all over the world, and yeah.
I mean, they have counselors, right? And those are usually local people.
They're usually local people, yeah.
So I would assume one of them would become acting president or something. I'm making an assumption. I don't know. But.
Yeah, could be.
Of course, that's kind of difficult if they're employed and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the story with Mitt Romney. His mission president's wife was killed in an auto accident, and he was the assistant to the president, and he apparently more or less ran the mission.
Oh, wow. Yeah, the AP did.
I don't know if you remember or not, but when we were serving during that first year, they called all mission presidents back to Salt Lake.
Every mission president in the world.
Huh.
For a training session on the new missionary discussions. And then we came back from there and introduced those new missionary discussions to you all. And so we were in Salt Lake for a good 10 days. And one of our couple missionaries ran the mission.
The Wagners. Do you remember the Wagners?
Yeah.
They were assigned to take care of everything. And I said to him, "What did you like most about being in charge?" He said, "Your Audi."
So President and Sister Lake, in fact, Rick Farmer will know this because we've been exchanging some messages on it. But you were at that conference, and I was one of the singers at that conference.
Oh, were you?
I was in the MTC, and that was the very first time that Call to Serve was introduced to the church prior to the hymn book.
Yeah, I remember you came walking down the aisles in the tabernacle singing that song.
We did. And when I had a handwritten copy of Call to Serve. And when we were all together in Salzburg, you put me and Cynthia in charge of music. And I had hand copies that we copied on a mimeograph, you know, that old thing. And sent that out so everybody from the Vienna mission and the Munich mission sang that song, and Rick still has his handwritten copy. So that was an amazing thing to be a part of.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
that was a great conference.
Speaking of mission presidents, I remember once speaking to Horst Kruse, who said it was quite fun being the greenie trainer for a mission president.
Yeah.
Because he was the assistant when you came to Germany.
My husband did that for 2 mission presidents.
Oh.
They split the mission, brought in a new mission president, and then split the mission again. It was a weird kind of thing, and so he trained 2 different mission presidents while he was AP.
Well, we needed training, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So here's something that most of you probably wouldn't know because it happened after President Lake left, but right after that, they reorganized some servicemen stakes and stuff like that. And so the Mannheim Servicemen Ward got put into the Munich mission. Along together with Heidelberg was already there. And so I got sent into Mannheim with an elder, and we didn't have a place to stay or anything like that. And there was nobody there from our mission. We ended up staying on the army base for 2 months. There was an elderly couple there who was with the Red Cross, and they were the only civilians who got military housing, and so they had a duplex. They were just by themselves, and so got 2 of the other bedrooms, and we spent half of our time was dedicated to finding an apartment, which we couldn't find because the semester had just started.
Yeah.
Finally, at the very end, we found one, but we would not have been able to go to church because of the connections on Sundays for it. So I left without having an apartment. We went to Heidelberg for a few weeks because the people we were staying with got tired of us, and then they found one after the semester got out. All the students left and whatnot. But that was one of the changes that had happened very soon after President and Sister Lake left.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah. That was when the
President Burton.
The Burtons came to replace us. Yeah. You know, a funny story about them, when they came, we took them and a couple of the stake presidents out to dinner to introduce them, and the Burtons told us that they brought with them a case, or was it more than one case?
I think it was two cases.
2 cases of canned sauerkraut. And we looked at them, and these stake presidents, you know, their mouths just, why are you bringing sauerkraut to Germany? Well,
it's because they lived in Paradise, Utah, which is up by Cache Valley.
Which was settled by Germans.
Settled by Germans, and sauerkraut is a big thing in that town. And that's a particular recipe that they really liked, and so they brought 2 cases of it to Germans.
And I just thought, oh, Sister Mosman in Munich makes the best sauerkraut I have ever eaten in my life. And I wonder what she'll say when she finds out you've got canned sauerkraut from Utah.
President Sister Lake?
Conferences with President Lake once a summer. And President Burton's very first zone conference was sport conference. And that was actually the last time they did sport conference in that era that I know of. I think it got canceled after that.
Uh-huh. Oh,
he got up and introduced himself and said that he could speak German. Then he did his very best Hollywood, kind of Nazi-ish thing and kept speaking English.
Yes.
And he was a music professor, and he had done some sort of thing on. He had been on every TV show doing this skit. So he did it for us. He had only did it one other time. He said later on after the mission, he said he only did it besides that conference. He only did it once inside the office and never did it again. So I guess as the reality of becoming president dawned on him, he got a lot more mellow than the first couple. I was only there for about 5 months after he got there, and then I left. But
when we went to Berlin on our mission, and we were working with the outreach, we call them the outreach centers. Anyway, part of our program was to have programs periodically for the members to come to.
The young adults.
The young adults, yeah. And he and his wife had been in Czechoslovakia serving a mission, and were on their way home, and we knew that, so we got them to come, and he did that act for the German missionaries, for the German young adults, and they absolutely loved it. There was one young man in the Berlin area who never smiled. I just never saw him smile, but I was sitting next to him while President Burton was performing, and he was laughing so hard he almost fell off of his chair. So it was really good to see him do that.
And he could do it in English because the young adults all spoke English.
Yeah.
Yeah.
President and Sister Lake, I wanted to ask, what did you find to be the most challenging aspect of presiding over the mission?
Goodness.
Us, no doubt.
Pardon? What was that?
The language.
Oh,
I want to say us.
The dialect. The dialect.
Oh yeah, the Irish I never did figure it out.
Well, the language is no problem for him, but it was for me. But
I think the most challenging thing happened every 6 weeks.
Yeah. Transfer.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine.
Getting the right companionships together.
And then I would call him and say, please, please, don't transfer me. Keep me where I'm at.
What was the result of those calls?
Every month I had to call, say, please, just one more month, one more month.
Sounds very familiar.
And sometimes the first go wasn't always correct either. I got a transfer to go to Walderstadt, and then the day before I got rerouted up to Heilbronn
Wow.
after I'd already sent it to my parents with the new address.
You were really good at it, President.
He would sit in front of that transfer board and move pictures around and then do it again. And then I'd see him there late at night doing it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I have to say, it was the hardest work I've ever done. It was 24/7. And I know that the Germans said, you mean you came here for 3 years and you don't get a vacation? Because, you know, their Urlaub is very important to them. And yeah, it's an all-consuming calling.
How's your daughter? Any update on?
They're still
them?
doing fine. They're still quarantined and staying in as much as possible. They're getting some new missionaries that are Brazilians who have been sent home from other missions and been in quarantine for 2 weeks.
Wow.
And they meet them at the airport and put them on a bus or get an Uber for them and send them to their apartments. And
They don't have any training
No.
sessions for them because they can't get them together.
they hold zone conferences on Zoom and training sessions on Zoom. And
Gosh.
Every Sunday night they have a get together with the missionaries. They do everything they can to keep contact, you know, and it's just not like in person, but you got to do whatever you can do.
Yeah, it's gone on a long time.
Sure has.
Speaking of being mission president, my wife has commented that she couldn't imagine ever being mission president and having to be responsible for 200 teenagers.
Well, you remember that Elder
Dunn.
Elder Paul Dunn, I don't know if you ever remember him, but he was a former 70. He used to be my boss in seminaries and institutes down in California. But he said being a mission president is like taking 200 Boy Scouts on a camp that lasted for 2 years.
Yeah.
But he was wrong.
We didn't think
He was
that.
wrong.
We didn't feel that way. We really did not.
And I kept thinking about that, and I said, I have not experienced that yet.
Mm-mm.
He was absolutely wrong.
No, we had great missionaries.
You guys.
We were so grateful for all of you. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's the leadership that was so great in you that.
Well, you came to us that way. Don't think we can take credit for that.
I didn't know it was a thing to call President Lake directly and ask to be able to stay.
What's that?
You assist missionaries, or
you weren't Garnet, so that's why.
I didn't understand the question.
Oh, he didn't know.
Call you directly and asked to stay.
That's because I called him and asked him to move me when we were companions, Bjorn.
I didn't know we could call in requests. Wish I'd known.
Well, I always think just try it, right? It can't go worse.
And do it worse than say no.
I just want you to know that I thanked her for the call and did what I wanted.
And I was praying and praying so hard.
So was I.
Sorry, don't worry. I sent a picture in of me driving a Porsche and asked to have a Porsche as my mission car, and it didn't work either.
Oh, I cannot understand that.
President Lake was very immovable.
When you mention cars, I'll have to tell you a story, and I won't mention any names. A missionary came to the mission home one night, and knocked on the door and asked us to come outside, which we did. And there in the driveway was a brand new BMW.
No.
And President Lake said, where did you get that? Well, the automobile dealer over here let you take it for 24 hours without, just to try it out.
You take that car back right now.
That would have been Rich. That sounds like Rich.
Are they on the
I was
call?
about to suggest the same.
Are they on the what?
Are they on the call?
No, I don't know. I don't remember actually who it was.
Oh,
You were not sure whether it was you or not, were you?
Oh, come on. That sounds like a Steve Shank thing. Seriously.
I don't know. You can guess all day, but I can't really remember who it was. So.
There's Kent Hatch who just joined us.
Oh, hello, Kent.
How are you?
Good. It's nice to see you.
It's been a little while.
It
nice to
has.
see you too.
Hey. Where are you?
I am in Long Island, New York now.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah.
You are. Boy.
I didn't think they had trees in New York.
Well, they've got a lot in the state, and the western end of Long Island. Well, you know, actually, Long Island's given me an appreciation for rich people, because if it weren't for rich people on the North Shore, there wouldn't be any trees. It would just be all development.
Kent, where are you exactly on Long Island?
I am, you know where Riverhead is?
I do.
I'm about 8 miles west of Riverhead.
Okay, my family lived in Stony Brook for 4 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So-
I'm about 19 miles from Stony Brook.
Yeah.
18, something like
So
that.
that's, that's, Dad worked in Manhattan. But they had a home
Nicholas
on
asked
Long
me to
Island.
use my,
Yeah.
but now the
No,
video's
we actually
gone.
live in a very, very pretty area. We've got a little lake, about a 30-acre lake, less than a 5-minute walk down the road, and it's got good fishing, and you know, it's actually nicer than you would think on Long Island.
Oh, Long Island, gorgeous.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't know that.
What do you do in Long Island?
Oh, I teach biology at Long Island University.
Oh, do you?
Mhm.
Good. So you've been teaching virtual classes?
Yes, I have. I this morning I was teaching anatomy and physiology. Yep, virtually.
It doesn't sound like biology to me. So tell us about your family.
Okay, well, I went through a divorce, and I'm in my second family. My wife is from Peru. She's a returned missionary from the Bogota North Mission in Colombia. We have 3 kids: Caleb, who's 7, Ian, who's 4, Kiana, who will be 3 in August, and we've got a 4th one on the way who's due on Pioneer Day.
Oh, good for you.
So they keep us busy.
Yeah, they sure
I'm
would.
sure. I'm sure they do. Yeah. Does your wife have her citizenship here?
Not yet. She's been putting it off. She's a little bit scared of taking tests. So I'm hoping she'll get it in the next year. She's good enough to do it. She just lacks the confidence, I guess.
Hey, Kent, does she have a green card and permanent residency?
Yes, she's got her green card. Yeah.
Yeah, I missed. Where is she from?
Peru.
Oh, Peru.
Mm-hmm. So that's kind of interesting because we speak Spanish at home, which means right now when I try to speak German, I'll start a sentence in German and I'll end it in Spanish.
Well, that's a nice problem to have.
Not always.
Hello, Kyle.
Hi.
Hey, so it's been a long time since I've seen both of the Reichens.
Yeah.
So-
Caleb was what, a year and a half or 2 when you
No,
visited?
he was like 10 months old.
Yeah, that's right. We were, because he was still in the stroller when we went to the mills and to the bird park and the. Wow.
Yeah.
All the, well, no, the bird park's not a tourist thing.
Oh, that's right. No, we went to that that
wild-
nature with the wild horses. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
The new wilderness, as they call
Yes.
it.
And they kind of were slowly like walking towards us, and we're like, "What do we do? Do we fight back or do we run?" Luckily, we didn't have to do either of them. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, I can't believe it's been that long.
Yeah, it's been a yeah. Time goes fast. Time goes fast.
Actually, every time I take nature pictures or bird pictures, and I see a bird that I don't know, I think, oh, I need to ask Kent.
Well, I'll show you. I'm sitting out in my yard here, and I've got my binoculars with me.
Oh, wow.
Because we've got some cardinals nesting next to our house.
Cool.
They're very.
Is that your real background? I thought it was one of those.
No, this is real background. No, this is.
Okay. Oh, I thought it was one of those.
Right there.
Nice.
No, our house is right there. There's the front yard. We're actually looking at my neighbor's yard right now, and behind me.
Grass is always greener, huh?
Well, it's a fairly wooded area, so we have more moss than grass right now. But moss is greener, yeah.
So where? Sorry, I missed where you are actually. You're
Long Island, New York.
Long Island.
Long Island.
Yeah.
Long Island.
Long Island.
Isn't Kim Elisa from New York originally?
I am.
You're from back east. I knew that, but I didn't.
I'm from the New York City area.
New York City. Okay.
My dad worked in Manhattan for 42 years.
Okay.
So New York is home. New York, New Jersey, that whole tri-state area.
Yeah, I very much remember all the missionaries that were from back east because there were just a handful. There were just a handful.
Not many of us.
Does the name Stanley McAllister mean anything to you?
Mm-mm.
She's too young.
You're too young.
Yeah.
Your dad and mom would know him. He was my uncle, and he was president of the New York State.
Oh, really? Mom definitely would. In fact, when my mother was baptized, which was in let me think about this. I think my mom was baptized in 1960. The Eyring's, so President Eyring's father was the district president over that area. And so my mother's baptismal certificate has Henry Eyring's signature on it. And he did her interview for baptism. Kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was vice president of Lord and Taylor.
Oh, no, my dad would definitely know him. Because Lord and Taylor was one of the stores that Dad's company did all of the merchandising and management of the fine jewelry department. And so Dad, absolutely, I'll have to ask my dad when he's here tomorrow.
When I was about 15 or 16, between my sophomore and junior year in high school, he drove me back to New York City. Went back there with him, spent the summer.
Oh, fun.
I worked at Lord and Taylor in Scarsdale.
Yeah.
For the summer as a stock boy. And he would take me to the city a lot and show me around, and he was well known there. Every time we turn around, somebody else would want to shake his hand, and so yeah.
No, in fact, I know that Scarsdale store very, very well. We bought, let's see. I'm trying to remember. I think I got even some of my mission clothes at that Lord & Taylor's.
Did you? That's interesting.
No, in fact, my senior prom dress we got at the Lord & Taylor's on Fifth Avenue.
Yeah.
And in fact, I have it. I just found it. My most favorite dress I have ever had in my life, even to this day. So,
Bjorn,
Who
who's
do you
that?
got there, Bjorn?
Black Beauty.
huh?
I wonder
Who's
who
that
Bjorn's
beauty,
got
Bjorn?
there.
This is my granddaughter, 1 month old. 5
Oh, look at that.
First
Oh,
granddaughter.
what a
There goes my
cutie.
camera.
What's her
Freya.
name? What's her name?
Freya, yes.
Freya.
Good Nordic name.
Freya.
Spell it.
Freya.
Freya.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a
Although in
pretty.
Denmark we would spell it with a
I
J
haven't
instead
heard
of a Y.
Isn't that
They're
a
the Norse
god?
goddesses.
A Viking
Like a
god?
It is.
Scandinavian god.
Yeah, we are
Means
with the god.
Friday, right?
Yep.
Is that a Danish name or a Norwegian?
As Annalene was pointing out, it is the name of one of the Nordic gods.
Okay.
So, but yeah, Nordic, not necessarily just Danish.
I know my Nordic gods.
Oh, my soul.
And Friday was named after, and she was the goddess of, I forgot my mythology now, but yeah, I used to know it.
Goddess of the weekend.
She's cute though, Zeus.
Love, fertility, beauty, gold, and some Old Norse word. That's what she's goddess.
What's that?
Goddess of love, beauty, fertility, gold, and
Oh, yeah.
and some word which is a Norse word.
Okay.
Oh, magic practiced by Norse during the late Scandinavian Iron Age, called Seither. Or Seither. I got to
We have our next door neighbor named Freya. She's about 8.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
There's another family in our wards. They had a baby a couple of weeks ago, and they also named that baby.
Oh. That's something I've never heard of it. Never heard of
Okay.
it.
He just got off of a bike, but where's Rich?
Right here.
Here's my sweetheart, who nobody
Hey.
gets to see very often.
Hi.
It's a good day. It's a good day out there to bike.
It is a great day out there. I got my ride in earlier this morning. He's a little slower getting going.
Probably a little better right now than it was this morning.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful day. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Finally, that rain was kind of fun though. We got a ton.
Yes,
we needed it.
No, that wasn't fun.
Say that again.
We had snow at our house.
Oh yeah, we got hail and a little bit of snow, just a teeny skiff.
I'm sorry. Where is this rain and snow and hail happening?
It's right at the mouth of Biggin's Little Cottonwood Canyon,
Okay.
Salt Lake.
Okay. Elder Hatch, you went right into what you always said you were gonna do when you were on your mission, right? You tell everybody I'm gonna do zoology.
Yeah, pretty much.
Attaboy.
It's been a pretty nice ride. I did a postdoctoral fellowship in Israel and lived there for 2 years.
Wow.
And so that was pretty cool.
Were you gonna be a vet at some point, or
I don't think I ever wanted to be a vet.
Oh, okay. It was just you wanted to learn zoology, or you wanted to teach zoology. I remember that.
Teach and do research. Yeah.
That was a fun apartment with in Stuttgart there with the Muellers.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. We had a great time there.
Oh yeah, that was I mean, she come down and make our bed and clean up all our garments, and wash them. It's like,
You bums. Tell bums.
Funniest thing about that apartment that I just makes me laugh to this day is that the shower was in the kitchen, and to have sitting there eating breakfast and watch someone get out of the shower to, dry themselves off was really a nice breakfast.
We were just talking about the picture that Bjorn has of me. See, it just happened. I don't know. I didn't ask for the picture. Bjorn just snapped one.
Oh, brother, you guys.
At least it was the backside, so. Don't share that, Bjorn. I caused enough trouble
just keep the money going, Rich, and he won't.
I caused enough problems in that mission.
It's going on Facebook afterwards.
Yeah.
Anna, do you want to come here?
In fact, who was the missionary that dropped a transmission in a car during the mission?
Farmer, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, somebody, one of you assisted.
No.
It sounds like Rich.
It sounds like Farmer. Farmer, he could shift from first to second without the clutch.
That'll help.
Yeah, you can do that a little bit if you're careful.
Yeah, he learned. He'd show me how to do that. I trust him.
Be quiet.
Did you have to take exams in the States to learn how to drive shift?
No.
Mostly because nobody does.
That's why you went on a mission to learn how to ride, to go and stick.
Yeah, but when we got our licenses, there were still a lot of manual transmissions out.
Yes,
All our cars were manual transmission.
Yeah, in the States.
Yeah.
When I got my license, there were no
Pretty common.
manual
It's
transmissions.
not common now at all, but it was pretty common back when we were getting the license.
I still have my German driver's license. You know, they're good for life.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I knew where mine was. It might be in a box somewhere. I don't know.
I don't
President,
think anybody would recognize me.
Use mine.
It would just be nice to have it.
I get asked for ID
now when
and I
you go
get
to
my
get
license for my mission.
Now, when you go to get your German license, you have to give your American license up.
Yeah.
They keep it for you.
Wow.
And when I went to make the exchange after we finished in Berlin, they couldn't find my U.S. license. So they just let me keep my German one. And when I came home, I had to get a new Utah license.
Wow.
Also, das war keine deutsche Gründlichkeit.
Nein, überhaupt nicht.
I want to know
No,
what,
I've
where
got
Casey
to do
Grant
like-
is standing.
What was that, President Lake?
Yeah.
I want to know where Casey is.
What's behind you?
Behind you.
Those are the waterfalls at Treeberg. And this is Elder Bowd, my sister, and that's me.
Oh, here, right here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, right there. Okay.
Yeah, this is Elder Bowd right there where my
Yeah,
mouse is pointing.
yeah.
I see. And that's the waterfall right behind you.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
So
and I,
how did
I
you
just-
guys, Tyler, we never went far when we were in Freiburg, right? It was just, all we got was Bruder Heckle saying, gehen wir baden, gehen wir zum Baggersee. But we never got to the Titisee or the clocks or anything. Did you after I left?
We worked too hard. We were working all the time.
I know.
I think I have a picture of the district, including you, on the train just outside of TDZ. But that's the only thing that I remember that we did. I went out to Kaiserstuhl with Elder White on one P day. It's kind of out towards France. It's still in the mission, but it's it's an area you'd never go as a missionary to track because it's just way out in the middle of nowhere.
Did you take the train?
Yeah, took the train.
Okay.
There was a really cool church there with all sorts of damage from World War II still on it, and in just the middle of nowhere. But it was this really beautiful church, and you go inside, and it had a very fancy wooden altar, and the kind of ornaments and pictures you'd expect to see in a museum. It was really kind of a cool experience.
So we went to TTZ?
I think so. I could be wrong. I know I went with Elder White, but I think I have a picture of you. You were with Sister Smart, and I think I remember because when we got off the train, I had bought one of those little, little Stücke they use for walking. and you could buy little little things that you'd get and nail onto your stock. I'd forgotten my stock in the train, and I was freaking out trying to run down to the end of the train and get on and get it before the train left, and I was all nervous with that. And Elder White was trying to show how cool he was, and he walked over, knocked on the window, and handed them out of the window. And he pointed to me like, you know, I'm really cool, and you know, you're not.
Ben and I, you and I never served in the same district. And
sorry, it's singing around. I think several mics are open or something. I can't hear you.
We're hearing some background noise.
We're hearing some background noise.
Yeah.
Maybe
that's
that.
I think it's the singing around of the mics.
We had another cute boy here, Elder Hatch. Who's that? Can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
You muted.
I muted just to stop that problem. Yeah, that's my son Ian. He's 4. He's our little paleontologist.
Oh.
He I don't know, 8 months ago or so, he was in primary, and they asked him what song he wanted to sing, and he said the dinosaur song. And they had to explain to him that there wasn't a dinosaur song in the primary manual and primary songbook. And he just couldn't understand why anybody would want to sing about anything but dinosaurs. And why would you not have a dinosaur song? I mean, what's the purpose of singing if you're not singing about dinosaurs? That's our little boy.
Well, Bendeline, I was saying, you and I never served in the same district.
No, we didn't.
Same zone, for that matter.
I know.
And my nickname auf Mission war Schwester Flug. And so you did not have me organizing your Ausflugs for you.
Yeah.
That was my responsibility. I was the Ausflug organizer.
So we would have had a lot more Ausflüge if I'd been in your zone or your district.
Yes.
Yeah. See, and when I was in Ingolstadt and we were in the Regensburg district, you know, when Kyle came there as a greenie, I think, or a relative greenie. And then the moment I got transferred to Nuremberg, I think, they went to Neuschwanstein.
Yes. I organized that. He was on my Ausflug.
Where were you when I needed you?
I was the one who organized that. And I would not, every week it was like, you know, Schwester Larsen, gehen wir diese Woche.
You're scrambled. You sound scrambled.
We're not going this week. Because I was waiting for the leaves. I'm a New Yorker. I know leaves. And so I was waiting for the perfect color of the leaves before we went. And anybody on that Ausflug, they are the most magnificent colors. So, yes.
Yeah, they're really.
That would have been in.
Yeah, it was probably.
No, it was.
We've got to leave and get ready for our pathway group tonight. So it's good to see all of you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Always
great.
It's done.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Take care of yourselves. Be safe.
Always. Thanks.
Wear your masks.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Hey, Garnet, question
Yes.
for you. Do you ever run into
Sprich
Brent
Deutsch. Sprich Deutsch.
Let's see. Siehst du je Brent Richens?
Nee, aber er ist mit Freunden befreundet. Ich sehe ihn aber nicht. Er ist in Ogden, ne?
Nee,
I think he's Washington.
Er wohnt in Seattle.
Oh.
Ich dachte, dass er für die Kirche arbeitet. In Salt Lake. Hat er das früher gemacht?
Er arbeitet für eine Bank.
Ja.
Nee, also ich habe ihn nie hier gesehen.
Wir kennen niemanden in Seattle. Wir kennen nur Leute in Utah.
Doch, wir kennen. Ich kenne dich.
He lives in Kirkland,
In Kirkland?
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Seattle
Oh.
Credit Union, works at the Seattle Credit Union, per Facebook, which we know must be accurate.
Ja. Mensch, ich wünschte, ich hätte mehr Ausflüge gemacht, denn ich hatte nie Lust, weil ich lieber Mittagsschlaf machen wollte oder einen langen Mittagsschlaf. Und jetzt denke ich, oh, ich hätte all die Sachen sehen können, die ich jetzt nie wieder sehen werde, weil ich jetzt in Amerika bin und nicht in Deutschland.
Schade.
Wendelin, ich kann dich nicht hören. Du hast dein Mikrofon aus.
Wir hatten auch nicht so viel Zeit, weil wir müssen einkaufen und Briefe schreiben und sauber machen und weiß ich viel.
Ja, ich habe nur das
Den
dumme...
ganzen Tag gab es keine Zeit.
Nee, ich habe nur das dumme Porsche Museum gesehen, das dumme Mercedes Factory Ding und Ulm. Und das war alles.
Das ist, warum wir in Holland geblieben sind, dass wir
alles sehen können, ne?
Deutschland und Österreich öfters
Janet, warst du in Ulm, um oder in Ulm herum?
Alles. Ich war das war aber auch mit Kim. Da sind wir zum Ulmer Dom gegangen. Kim war da und einige
Leute,
andere. Eigentlich habe ich gerade ein Bild gefunden. Ja, aber ich kenne das, was die sagen mit Ulm herum.
Ja, ja. Für die Leute, die noch am Call sind, ich würde mich interessieren, was war der beste Ausflug, was ihr auf Mission gemacht habt?
Everybody? I didn't have that many.
Also ich
Neuschwanstein.
fange an, weil ich das vorgeschlagen habe. Als wir in Stuttgart waren, hat jemand, also ich war das nicht, aber jemand hat organisiert, vielleicht war das Kim, dass wir nach Heidelberg alle zusammen mit dem Zug hinfahren. Und das war wirklich so ein toller Tag, weil eine Gruppe von Missionaren, wir haben uns alle sehr gut verstanden und Heidelberg war einfach sehr schön. Aber ich fühle mich immer noch sehr schlecht, weil mein bester Freund, also seitdem ich ein Baby war, ist Rob Carver immer mein bester Freund gewesen. Und er war auch auf Mission. Aber er war zu der Zeit in Walderstadt mit irgendeinem Missionar. Und alle Missionare wollten, ohne diesen einen Missionar zu gehen. Und die haben mir dann gesagt, Tyler, du darfst Rob nicht einladen.
Oh nein.
Ich schäme mich heute noch, dass ich meinen besten Freund nicht zu den besten Ausflügen eingeladen habe. Und naja, er hat das auch nicht vergessen. Er hat natürlich davon herausgefunden. Und er hält mir das heute noch vor, dass ich ihm das enthalten habe. Na, aber Heidelberg. Heidelberg für mich.
Oh, siehst du, ich war nie in Heidelberg, aber für mich war es Ludwigsburg. Wir sind zu dem Märchengarten gegangen. Das fand ich toll. Da waren auch viele, da habe ich auch das Bild von bei Facebook gepostet. Das war für mich der schönste Ausflug.
Casey?
Ja, ich bin mir nicht sicher. Also Oberammergau, Berchtesgaden, Freiburg, Hohenzollern.
Oh meine Güte. Du willst mich nur
Aber ich stimme zu, Garnet, die Museen, die Automuseen, die waren etwas langweilig, meiner Meinung nach. Und während des Winters, also wo ist Kim noch? Also sie war in meinem District im Winter, wir haben keine Ausflüge gemacht. Ich weiß nicht.
Konnte dich vielleicht nicht leiden. Björn,
ja.
Bester Ausflug für einen Wikinger aus Dänemark.
Bin nicht ganz sicher. Ich kann mir an 2 verschiedene Ausflüge erinnern. Ich habe versucht festzustellen, welcher am besten war. Aber jedenfalls einer, der sehr Spaß machte, war, ich war in Innsbruck. Also Nepper war nicht mehr da. Aber wir sind einer der Gebirge hochgegangen. Und dann letztendlich haben wir den Tram bis zum, oder jedenfalls zwei von uns haben einen Tram bis zur Bergspitze genommen.
Das ist Havelakar.
Kann sein, kann ich nicht genau erinnern, was der Name ist. Aber das kann es ja wohl sein. Aber ich hatte auch einen anderen Ausflug. Ich war 2 Wochen lang, glaube ich, im Büro. Und ich war mit den Assistants und Eric Rogers, Hugh Wilkins und ich zu dem Brother Brigham nach Neuschwanstein gefahren und dann durch Österreich und dann wieder zurück. Ich kann erinnern, einer von den Assistenten, der hatte seinen Pass nicht mit, weil es war so ganz zum Schluss, dass wir entschlossen hatten, nach Österreich zu fahren. Und er hat sich dann unten im Boden nicht vergessen. Wie heißt es?
Versteckt.
Versteckt, genau. Und dann sind wir in Österreich reingefahren.
Toll.
Elder, hey Mark, hast du, ich kenne meine Gedächtnis, glaube ich, dass auf Mission hieß du Knepper oder Nepper?
Knepper.
Knepper.
Okay, gut, das habe ich gedacht. Was war für dich der beste Ausflug?
Ich habe nicht gewusst, dass wir Ausflüge
machen durften.
Machen können. Nein, Neuschwanstein habe ich sehr genossen. Ich weiß nicht.
Weißt du es nicht, weil du es auf Deutsch sagen musst, oder?
Nee, ich kann mich nicht erinnern.
Ja, aber Neuschwanstein war doch echt toll.
Ja,
das habe ich nach meiner Mission gesehen. Eigentlich erst vor 5 Jahren.
Vielleicht noch nachdenken. Ich meine, ja, die Ausflüge waren lustig, aber eigentlich, ich hatte sehr viel Glück. Ich war sowohl in Heidelberg und in Salzburg und in Innsbruck und in Ludwigsburg übrigens, aber ich fand überhaupt diese verschiedenen Stellen tagsüber zu sehen. Das war
Deine eigenen Städte, ja. Und jetzt Wendelin oder Chad?
You all sound really scrambled. I wonder if it's our
Somebody's is.
So Vendolin is really scrambled when she's talking. Can you guys hear me normally?
Ja, ich kann nicht ganz normal hören.
Okay.
Bei dir ist das Problem, glaube ich.
Okay, also ich glaube, ich habe nicht so viele Ausflüge gemacht auf Mission, aber manche Städte, wo ich gedient habe, waren so schön. Also Bayreuth war ein Museum an sich und Freiburg war ganz schön. Also, dass man da wohnt, ist schon ganz toll. Und Kyle hat in Salzburg gewohnt und wir lieben Salzburg. Wir kommen da jedes 2. Jahr oder so. Und, aber Rothenburg war toll. Da war ich ein Greenie. Ja, in der ersten Woche, glaube ich, sind wir nach Rothenburg als Zone gegangen. Und da war Shelley, Wilkins, Bauch. Das war diese Gruppe. Und weiter haben wir nicht so ganz viele gemacht. Also in Regensburg haben wir, als wir District Meeting gehabt haben, haben wir so Picknick gemacht oder so. Und ich glaube, haben die Kirche angeschaut, die katholische Kirche, die Kathedrale? Oder?
Naja, das war auch nicht ein wirklicher Ausflug, aber eine komische Erfahrung. Wir hatten in P-Day-Kleidung haben wir auch so ein Picknick gehabt. Und in Regensburg es gibt einen sehr schönen Dom und Katakombe. Und wir haben diese Katakomben besucht und sind wir rundgegangen und wir wussten es nicht, aber es gab diesen Tag einen besuchender Kardinal aus Rom.
Wow.
Wir wussten auch gar nicht, dass dieser Besuch auch im Dom war. Und wir hatten also, der Eingang von den Katakomben war irgendwo anders in der Stadt. Und der Ausgang, das war im Dom. Also wir kamen aus dieser Katakomben in unserer P-Day-Kleidung, gerade hinter im Dom, wo er 10 Minuten später mit seinen wie sagt man das, Ornat uns vorbeigelaufen ist und in unserer P-Day-Kleidung, aber schon mit Namensschild.
Toll.
Wir dachten uns von, ja, hier. Das war sehr komisch. Ja, wir haben so ein Gefühl von, irgendwie underdressed, wie man das auf gutes Deutsch sagt.
Underdressed.
Der Konferenz in Salzburg. Krass.
Yeah, I wasn't there. That was before my time.
What?
Kent,
Oh, the conference. Oh.
Kent, what was your favorite Ausflug?
Wie alte Knappe kann ich mich nicht daran erinnern. Wenn ich denke darüber, wie alte Grabeck, ich erinnere mich an die Erfahrungen, die ich gehabt habe, wenn ich in Freiburg oder Freiburg. BSN. BSN.
You went to Schloss Nymphenburg.
Es el nombre. Wie ist die Name?
Denzlingen.
No, Denzlingen, Offenburg.
Offenburg, ja.
Wann ich in Offenburg war, auch. Bamberg auch. Was ich mich erinnere, zum Beispiel waren wir durch die, wow, I'm stuck.
Gar nicht kann dir helfen.
Vineyards.
Weingarten.
Ja.
In der Nähe der Offenburg und Freiburg sind wir durch diese Gegenden fahren mit den Fahrrädern. Und es war echt toll, waren wir, Tyler, wie ist der Nombre del joven quien wir besucht haben in den Bergen der Schwarzwald?
Se llama Rudi.
Rudi! Wann wir Rudi besucht haben. In Bayern. Und diese Sachen.
Was du mit als wir mit dem Auto da hochgefahren sind und die Wolken haben so eine tolle Bodenabdeckung gemacht?
Oh. Tyler, ich kann mich nicht an viele Sachen erinnern.
In dem Fall einfach ja, klar.
Ja.
Ja,
Du
claro.
sagst Rudi in Freiburg. Weißt du noch, wie er hieß mit Nachname? Weil
Meier. Rudi Meier, no?
Ja, richtig, genau.
Rudi Meier. Wow.
Ich habe eine Freundin, sie wohnt in Holland, sie ist mit einem Holländer verheiratet und sie war die Schwester, also das war eine Familie, die Untersucher waren und ich glaube, ihr Bruder heißt Rudi. Und sie, aber wie hieß sie noch mit Nachnamen? Naja, aber ja, ich glaube, das war auch eine Familie. Ich weiß nicht, ob wir nur die Familie besucht haben, die Schwester oder...
Nee, die Schwester von ihm hat die Kirche nicht untersucht. Das war nur Rudi wegen der Susanne Kleiner. Der hat mit seiner Familie oben in einem Bauernhof am Kandelberg, das ist ein Berg da direkt in der Nähe von Freiburg. Und
ja.
Die haben Kühe unten gehabt und die haben oben gewohnt. Das war typisch, wie man vor 100 Jahren in den
Ja.
gewohnt haben. Das war wirklich cool. Und als die haben uns dann eingeladen und Brot gegeben mit Butter, was sie selbst gemacht haben. Die Butter ist aus eigener Herstellung. Und ich habe einfach ein bisschen Butter genommen und die haben mich ausgelacht, weil ich viel zu wenig Butter genommen habe. Und die haben einfach viel Butter auf dem Brot geschmiert. Naja. Aber das
Mensch,
war,
Tyler, das ist so richtig toll, dir zuzuhören, weil du wahrscheinlich besser Deutsch sprichst als ich.
Ja, das glaube ich.
Das spricht gut, gell? Ja.
Das spricht richtig gut.
Ja.
Dankeschön. Rich, bester Urlaub, bester Ausflug.
Ich habe nicht so viele Ausflüge gehabt, aber ich habe viel Glück gehabt. Ich war mit Björn dabei in Salzburg, habe ich gelebt. Ich war ins Büro, wahrscheinlich Oberammergau und Neuschwanstein, Berchtesgaden. Das weiß ich nicht.
Ich mag, wie du das beschreibst. Ja, ich weiß nicht. Vielleicht war das ganz okay, dass ich auf Neuschwanstein war oder Berchtesgaden.
Aber ich habe nicht viele Ausflüge gemacht.
Ich war in Salzburg, ich habe dort gelebt.
Ja.
Ich war ganz bescheiden. Ich bin nur auf den Blablabla gegangen.
Paris. Rome.
Oh,
yeah.
That would have been so funny. What was your favorite outfit? Oh, Paris.
I can't tell you. I just
Were you
can't
one
go
of
there.
those?
Ihr seid da echt hingegangen nach Paris?
Nein.
Nein.
Gesagt
Nein.
Man weiß es nicht. Man weiß es nicht.
Dad, you're the middle square of Hollywood squares for me. So you're the last of the.
I can't. So I've been sitting here for like 2 hours. I always use my phone, and I was able to get everybody on Zoom on my computer one time, and to see everybody. And now I cannot get anybody back on Zoom on my stupid Surface. So all I can see is whoever talks. It's frustrating.
Okay. That's on your computer? You can just,
I can't, my Surface does not, I had you at one point, but I couldn't
just Google
share
it.
I couldn't share my video with you on my Surface. So it's just been my phone. This is my phone. Mm-hmm. But I got you all on my Surface at one point. I just couldn't share my video, but I could see you all. But now it won't come back. I have no idea.
Using a Microsoft program.
See you, everybody. See you next time.
I need Bjorn or Farmer, the IT people.
Actually, Tyler.
No, Chad is auch IT.
In IT, but he's really good.
So, Chad, wir müssen noch von dir hören. Und der ist auch bei mir, genau in der Mitte, so wie bei dir, Tyler.
So, die Frage ist, unser bester Ausflug?
Ja.
Lieblingsausflug? So, ich bin wirklich nicht auf viele Ausflüge gegangen, bin aber in Offenburg herumgefahren mit dem Fahrrad. Das war sehr schön. In Würzburg am ersten, so in den ersten Tagen, wo ich da war, sind wir zu einem militärisches Fest gegangen. Ich weiß nicht, wie es heißt, aber Bruder Tito war in der Bundeswehr.
You have to see my baby really fast, and then you can come back. This is look at my daughter right here. She even has her mask on because she's not been staying with us.
What's your granddaughter's name?
This is Mimi. Her name's Miriam. Hi, Miriam.
Like in the Bible.
Anyway, I apologize. Jump back on.
Not at all. That's worth the break.
Yeah.
I'll keep listening.
Würzburg, du hast gesagt Würzburg. Ihr wart bei dem Fest.
Wir waren zu einem militärischen Fest gegangen. Ich weiß nicht, wie es heißt auf Deutsch, also, aber es war so irgendein altes Gebäude und dann da draußen standen die ganzen Soldaten aus und die haben Feuer und Fahnen und es war sehr interessant. Der Bruder Tietz war in der Bundeswehr.
Ja, an den kann ich mich auch erinnern. Der war so toll.
Der war der Gemeindemissionsleiter und der hat uns dann zu diesem Fest mitgenommen. Und es war sehr interessant, weil es dunkel war und spät und Fahnen und Singen und Musik und ich habe nichts vorher sowas gesehen. Später, als ich in Landshut gewohnt habe, ich war der Young Men's President in Landshut. Wir hatten nur 2 junge Männer, so das war wie wirklich ein Diakonsadvisor. Und der Bruder Tietz war in München und der war irgendwie dort mit der Bundeswehr beschäftigt und ich musste zu ihm an einen Mann gehen, um über dieses Programm, der war im Fall Young Men's President oder irgendwas ähnliches. Und ich bin zu der Kaserne gelaufen und da bin ich eingegangen. Er hat ein ganz großes Büro gehabt und ich habe mich hingesetzt und dann ist sein, I don't know, wie man das auf Deutsch sagt, aber sein Adjutant ist gekommen und hat gefragt, was ich zu trinken gerne hätte und alles. Es war wie im Film, wenn man, er war nicht General, aber wenn man so einen General besucht und die ganzen Untersoldaten kommen und kümmern sich um einen, es war sehr interessant. Das war aber später nach der Mission. So.
Oh, das ist ja toll. Die sind doch auch nachher nach Bonn gezogen, denke ich.
In Würzburg hat er mir gesagt, er wollte seine Familie nach Utah in die USA bringen, so in Urlaub, und er hat die ganzen Deckel von Joghurtbechern gesammelt und das Aluminium einzugeben, zu kriegen, um zu sparen, seine Familie in die USA zu bringen.
Lustig.
Ich
glaube, er hat es nie geschafft.
Ich sammle noch die Deckel, um das Recycling zu machen. Wegen ihm.
Hat nicht genug Joghurt gegessen.
Der hat nicht genügend. Obwohl, die hatten echt etliche Kinder, ne? Was hatten die, 5 Kinder oder so?
Das war ziemlich schön. Ich weiß nicht mehr. Wir waren in der Highschool, bin ich nach Deutschland 4 Wochen gekommen in Göppingen, so Schüleraustausch. Und dann später auf Mission, mein Mitarbeiter und ich, wir waren in Heilbronn. Göppingen war noch in der Zonenkonferenzzone. So wir haben einen Ausflug dorthin gemacht und haben diese Familie besucht. Und das war gut, das fand ich interessant. Aber ich war nie auf Neuschwanstein. Ich habe eigentlich die Burg in Heidelberg gesehen, aber wir haben das nicht besucht oder so. Wir sind vorbeigelaufen, als ich Heidelberg besucht habe. Und ganz viel habe ich aber so von den schönen Dingen habe ich nicht gesehen. Wir waren in Residenz in Würzburg. So,
das war eigentlich auch ganz gut, ne?
Ja, das war gut.
Da waren wir ja sogar zusammen.
Ja, wahrscheinlich schon. Meine Lieblingsstadt ist wahrscheinlich Landshut und auch Würzburg, die beiden Städte. Aber besonders schön, sie sind so schön, aber nicht wie Salzburg oder die man am Poster sieht. Aber Würzburg war interessant. Wir waren zu einer Diakonsweihung gegangen in der katholischen Kirche. Es waren 7 oder so katholischen Kirchen in der Stadt an der Fußgängerzone entlang. Und wir waren zu der Diakonsweihung gegangen, weil wir einen Untersucher hatten, der im Chor gesungen hat. Und das war eine ganze Menge Leute da und ich weiß nicht mehr, was passiert ist, aber es war eine ganz alte Kirche und es war sehr interessant. Eigentlich ist mir gerade in den Sinn gekommen, zu Heiligabend, dann vor Weihnachten, waren wir in Nürnberg zu Messe gegangen, in der Lorenzkirche. Und das war sehr interessant. Es war kein Licht, außer
die Kerzen wahrscheinlich.
Ja, die Kerzen, genau. Und man könnte sich glauben, es wäre 1200, im Jahr 1200 oder so. Und wir wären die Peasants gewesen und saßen da und der Prediger hat gepredigt und es waren keine Lichter, außer diesen Kerzen. Und das war sehr beeindruckend. So, das war es.
Oh.
Ich wollte immer nach Neuschwanstein auf Mission. Ich habe das nie geschafft. Ich war nie in der Nähe und habe es einfach nie geschafft. Und dann später, als ich verheiratet war, haben wir am Bodensee gewohnt. Und das war 3,5 Stunden von Neuschwanstein.
Ja.
Wir haben das dann geschafft. Wir sind an einem Tag hin. Wir waren arm, wir konnten dort nicht übernachten. Das war zu teuer. Wir haben dann morgens hin, haben das gesehen, abends zurück und dann habe ich das abgecheckt. Aber in der Zeit, wo wir am Bodensee wohnen, haben wir, glaube ich, 4 oder 5 Mal Besuch bekommen. Und alle unsere Besucher wollen nur Neuschwanstein sehen. Und ich kann Neuschwanstein nicht mehr sehen. Ich habe das so oft gesehen. Und diesen blöden 3,5 Stunden Fahrt an einem Tag ist einfach zu viel. Es ist sehr schön allerdings, die Fahrt dahin. Aber
Ja, als ich später in Landshut gewohnt habe, so nach der Mission, bin ich auch nicht nach Neuschwanstein gekommen, bin nicht da gewesen, auch wenn ich 45 Minuten von dort gewohnt habe. Man denkt, ja, ich kann morgen gehen. Ich brauche nicht heute sein.
Ja, so.
Und dann auf einmal gibt es keinen Morgen dort.
Ja.
So. Das ist die
So
Geschichte.
fühle ich mich.
Garnet, machst du jetzt Ausflüge oder willst du da in 10 Jahren wieder dich selber beschimpfen, dass du nicht genug gemacht hast?
Also jedes Mal, wenn ich nach Deutschland komme, dann machen wir einen Ausflug, aber nicht in Deutschland, sondern irgendwo in Europa.
Mhm.
So. Aber jetzt
wir haben-
hoffen wir sowieso, dass wir wieder nach Deutschland kommen. Ich gucke schon immer, ob es nicht irgendeine Möglichkeit gibt, ob eins von den
Ja, wann kann man das machen?
Ja, keine Ahnung.
Wir haben auch so ein Luxusproblem, dass wir, weil wir Familie in den USA haben und die letzten Jahre so jedes zweite Jahr in den USA und das andere Jahr Salzburger Land. Und dann hat man eigentlich auch, weil wir mögen es so gerne in den Bergen wandern im Sommer in Österreich. Und wir fahren sowieso einmal in den 2 Monaten nach Deutschland, um Einkaufen zu machen oder einfach einen Tag. Aber es gibt noch so viele Bestimmungen, die wir möchten nach Griechenland und noch andere. Aber wenn es Amerika, Österreich, dann ja, muss man. Wir haben lange genug Ferien oder Vacation. Wir haben 5 Wochen von der Arbeit. Aber ja, es ist halt, wenn man addicted ist, dann bleibt man dieselbe Länder besuchen.
Ich muss jetzt Tschüss sagen. Ich habe
Ja, ich muss gehen.
Ich habe eine langweilige Klasse von 1 bis 4, 3 Stunden.
Viel Spaß.
Tschüss.
Ja, ich weiß gar nicht, wie es
Ich muss auch gehen.
über.
Tschüss.
Aber
Ich
wisst
auch.
ihr,
Ich
wir sollten das immer wieder danach noch machen, dann können wir immer wieder unser Deutsch üben, ne?
Ja.
Das ist gut.
So,
Wunderbar.
wir sind immer die Nachzügler.
Mein
Ja, das stimmt. Für das
Präsident
nächste Mal könnt jeder von euch bitte ein 500-wortige wie sagt man auf Deutsch?
Aufsatz.
Aussatz
Aufgabe.
über
Aufgabe.
irgendwas von der Mission, die ihr dann vorliest und wir werden dann Grammatik und alles korrigieren. Das ist ja.
Gut.
Also, tschüss.
Also, habt noch eine schöne Woche, ne?
Garnet, ist das
Ja.
eigentlich Kevin, der dort hier eingeloggt ist?
Ja, Kevin ist auch der hat zugehört.
Okay.
Ich bin da, aber ich mache auch Training bei der Arbeit.
Er macht auch
Multitasking.
Ah.
Du bist ein Mann, das kannst du nicht.
Ich kann es trotzdem versuchen.
Ja.
Ja.
Also, ihr Lieben, bis nächste Woche, ne?
Tschüss.
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 Ich hau auch ab. Es ist Schlafenszeit für mich.
Ja, es ist ja, bei dir ist auch fast 10, gell? Ja, auch.
Ja, genau.
Aber noch hell, das spürt man nicht.
Tschüss.
Tschüss.
Tschüssi.
Tschüss.
Ciao. I guess it's just us three, and I guess you're going, Gwendolyn.
What's that?
I guess it's you're going too, huh?
Yeah, I need to do some stuff before we go to bed.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
good talking to you.
I think we all have to go to work. The boss likes it
Yeah,
once
you guys
in a while.
Hey, see you next time.
See ya, ciao.
Have a good day. Bye, Björn. Doei. Bye. Tschüss.
Ciao. So Bjorn, you're on mute, Bjorn.